Hello, everyone, and welcome to this video reviewing the order of operations. On the screen right now, you should see two problems that we would need to use the order of operations in order to solve, in order to simplify down to one number. If you're looking at these two problems and you're thinking, this looks easy, I already know how to do this, then you probably don't need to watch this video. If you're not sure how you would solve these problems, then that's why I made this video. So keep watching. So what are the order of operations? The order of operations are a set of rules in math that basically tell us the order in which we need to do things when we're solving a problem. You've probably heard PEMDAS before, or maybe you've known it as please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This is a shortcut for how we remember the order of operations. P is first because that stands for parentheses. It means anything that's in those parentheses, this, we need to do that before we do anything else. The parentheses are there to remind us you need to do this first. E stands for exponents. Exponents are those little numbers that go up and above. And a rule we've decided in math is that we do exponents before we do anything else, except for things in parentheses. That's the second thing we do when we're solving an equation. Then you do multiplication and division. We do this at the same time. Even though when you say PEMDAS, the M comes before the D, we do multiplication and division at the same time in order from left to right. So if it's like 5 times 3 divided by 2, we would do 5 times 3 and then divided by 2. But it was 5 divided by 2 times 3, we would do 5 divided by 2 and then multiply by 3. And finally, the A and the S stand for addition and subtraction. And this is what we do last. We add and subtract at the same time, moving from left to right. And this will hopefully be a little bit more clear as we go through some examples. So let's go on to the next slide. Here is a problem that we would need to use the order of operations to solve. Anytime you're doing math, we keep the order of operations in mind. It's like a set of rules that mathematicians have agreed upon. So what is the first thing we do? I'm actually going to write this down again. Parentheses, exponent, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. What do we need to do first? Well, the first thing we need to do is what's in parentheses. So we can see we've got a set of parentheses right here, 6 plus 2. We should do that before we do anything else. So 6 plus 2 is 8. We can leave everything else the same. So we still have 4 plus 9, and then an 8 in parentheses. The next thing you'll need to remember is what does it mean when we just have a 9 next to an 8? There's no symbol there. There's no plus, there's no minus, there's no times or division sign. Well, this means multiply. Are we ready to move on to multiplication? Well, we've done our parentheses. Exponents, there are no exponents, so we don't have to worry about that. Now multiplication and division. So we don't add 4 plus 9 yet. Instead, we do 9 times 8 because this is multiplication. So what is 9 times 8? 72. Then we have 4 plus 72. And now that we've done the multiplication and division, we can finally move on to addition and subtraction. 4 plus 72 equals 76. So there's one example. Let's look at another one. Here's a bit of a more complicated one, but we're going to do it in the same way. First, we need to do anything inside parentheses. Here we've got some parentheses again. And when we're inside parentheses, we're still following the order of operations. So we're going to do multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. We've got some multiplication here. 9 times 7 is 63. You should use a calculator. You don't have to do this all in your head. Minus 4. Now we're not done with what's inside the parentheses. So we can carry this down, but we're not ready to deal with it yet because we haven't simplified the parentheses all the way. We need to do 63 minus 4 now. And that, of course, is 59. So now we've dealt with what's inside the parentheses, we can move on to what's next. We have 244 minus 4, 59. What do we do next? Well, we cannot do the subtraction yet. We have to do multiplication and division first. Remember, when there's no symbol here, that means we multiply. So we're going to do 4 times 59. I do this on a calculator and I get 236. And now we can finally do the subtraction. 244 minus 236 equals 8. So the answer is just 8. This whole big thing simplifies down until 8. All right, I'll do a few more examples. This time, we're going to look at one that involves exponents. So again, we start the same. Find the parentheses, do those first. What's inside the parentheses? 3 minus 2, that is just 1. So now we've got 1, 8 squared, and the 47 have not changed. What do we do next? Next, we have to do the exponent. And remember, whenever we have an exponent, 8 squared, that's the same as 8 times 8. So 8 squared, you can do that in a calculator or just do 8 times 8 is 64. We do that before we multiply or divide or add or subtract. Oops. Hopefully you've enjoyed me making a mistake on this video. I don't know what just happened. All right, 47 plus 64, 1. Now we can do multiplication. 64 times 1, that's just 64. Any number times 1 is itself. And now we can finally do this addition. 47 plus 64 equals 111. So there's a final answer. Hopefully this has been helpful. If it's not helpful, reach out, let me know. I'll go through one more example in case you're curious. All right, here is the last example we'll do. It was one of the opening ones. We're going to again start with what's in the parentheses, 5 minus 2. That just becomes 3. The 12 over 3 plus 3 squared. What do we do next? We do exponents next. So 3 squared, that means 3 times 3, which is 9. Then we've got 12 and 3. 12 divided by 3, that's what this is saying. 12 over 3 is 4. We do that before we add. And then we've got 4 plus 9 equals 13. So there you go. Hope that's helpful and have a great day. Bye-bye.